This is hilarious. Jon Stewart brutally made fun of and honestly just gave an authentic reaction to Marjorie Taylor Greene's RNC speech. And if you missed this, it's funny, I didn't comment on it when I originally watched the things because I thought I'm hearing something weird or I'll seem weird for noticing it. But Marjorie Taylor Greene, I've mentioned before that it feels sort of strange to say this, but she's always so angry and just spewing such hateful rhetoric that when she tries to smile and pretend to be happy for a moment, it actually is even more chilling than when she's screaming about Fauci needing to be in jail or something. Bizarre. Normally the smiles of people are good, but with Marjorie, something just feels off. And at her RNC speech, that came to fruition in one of the most stunning fashions where she's making an audible noise while she's smiling that denotes pain. Okay, she doesn't like having to pretend to be happy. And the Daily Show commented what you're about to watch. You can see MTG's body rejecting the RNC's unity theme in real time, which indeed you'll see. Now, I want to warn you as I play this, if weird things are done in post whenever we edit it, like randomly cropping it weird or something, it's because the Daily Show sometimes really gets their sticklers about playing their content, and you can play some of it, but this is a minute, so I might pause it just to make sure that this video doesn't get blocked. But here it is.
One particularly fiery member of Congress struggled mightily as her body rejected the unity theme as though it were transplanted like a monkey heart.
The founding father of the America First movement, Donald John Trump. Make America successful again. Wealthy again. The country we deserve.
So again, for the sake of copyright, let me pause it there and we'll watch Jon Stewart's reaction. But if you are listening in a loud environment, let me exacerbate what we just heard. Let's make America successful again. That's what was happening in between. Was this little giggle coming out? And you know what it reminded me of? My brother. So much love to you, but I'm gonna make fun of you a little bit. I won't name which one, but you know who you are. He used to struggle to look natural. We've all struggled in photos, right? You're taking a photo, you gotta stand there for 30 seconds smiling, and sometimes the smile can look forced because of that. And so I guess I've tried this before too, but he became known for getting into the line to take a photo, right? And then the whole time going to try to get a natural laugh out. And so then as a member of the photo, if you were next to him or an earshot, you would just casually hear this sort of laugh, but that's clenched between teeth. And it was always creepy. And then you had to keep your face, looking normal. And that's what this reminded me of. Marjorie attempting desperately to smile through her hatred for most of America. And before, I will play that part again because it's so strange, but first here is Jon Stewart's response. And Jaden, you can keep this split screen so that it just, hopefully helps with copyright.
She knows she's making that noise, right? Or is that the noise she makes when the interior monologue is going, Marjorie, there's going to be plenty of time to talk about satanic Democrats. Just keep it in. Marjorie, this is hard to do. Oh.
Exactly right. And I'll play the Marjorie one a little bit later. But while I think she was just trying to manifest the best, most natural smile that she could, it's funny because of how much I've talked about that with you all, where she'll smile and I'm thinking the vitriol you have for, again, I just think most people she doesn't like, based on how many groups she's attacked. And thus, when it's time to be happy, at least in appearance, in presentation, it's difficult. And the only other person that matches this, in my mind, is DeSantis, right? Whenever he tries to. And at least the debate moment that went really viral was him trying to smile and going, sticking his tongue out on accident. So some of these Republicans, we need to have a little boot camp, like, for some of these Republican politicians, how to act like a normal human boot camp, where you learn how to smile naturally without making any noises. You learn how not to freak out in interviews, as I'll show you in a second, when you're confronted, which Marjorie's been doing lately. How to not wipe your snot on people like DeSantis did many times, etc. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? You're breaking my heart. But please do click that subscribe button. It's easy, it's free, and I appreciate it greatly. Back to the video. Now here's this again if you missed the noises.
Founding father of the America First movement, Donald John Trump. Make America successful again. Wealthy again. The country we deserve.
It's so subtle too. We deserve just a little. It's sort of like, have you seen those cartoons? I can't even think of one, but where inside the person there's a little person controlling them with sort of joysticks and a computer and stuff like that. And am I thinking of Inside Out? What am I thinking of right now? It could be Inside Out, maybe. But it's almost like little mini Marjorie inside of her head is, as Jon Stewart said, is inside her saying, you know, talk about the satanic Democrats, talk about the pedos who are destroying America, say that Biden's a pedo, say it, And so then that's sort of coming through her as she's trying not to let it out. But what she really wants to be saying is stuff like this.
Let's talk about people like you.
Where's your evidence
let's talk
of
about
that?
people like you
But where's your
that
evidence of those
demonize
claims?
people like me, President Trump. You know, I have some of the most highest amount of death threats because of people like you. Because you choose to only take certain words from people, and then that's what you want to report. Shame on you. Shame on you.
But
Because
where's your
no. You're the problem. And where's this?
We watched this already, which is why I'm going to stop here, and I have one that we haven't watched yet, but this just occurred to me. Why would that be your argument? Just do the Carrie Lake thing that we watched in a different segment and say, you report fake news. But instead she says, you report on just some of the things that people say. Yeah, you're right. We're going to report on when you say insane things because that's notable. Maybe if you didn't say the insane things, then you could get into the headlines for less insane things, which of course, because she mentioned death threats, it's important to say. Nothing insane that she says could ever justify the death threats, because death threats are wrong. It's interesting, though, that she cites as proof that the media is dishonest. You accurately report on what I said, but only some. Sometimes I say, I love you to my kids. You never report on that, okay? Gosh, you're so focused on Jewish space lasers. Jeez.
This woman from?
The Times.
You're from the
London.
Times? Okay, you're ridiculous. And you're the problem in our country. You lie about people like me. This is the first time you've ever talked to me. I want you to know, I'm a regular person like you. I'm also a mom. I have 3 kids. And we have to put up with the most unreal amount of bullshit because of little liars like you that take your job and turn it into political activism. Your job is the press. You should report the news. Not lie about it. You don't get to ask any more questions. I'm done with you. Okay. Because you're the cause. You're the cause of our country. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of our country being divided. You're the cause of President Trump almost being assassinated.
Okay, and we addressed that already, but it's the news reporting on the fact that Marjorie asserts that all of her political opponents are pedos, which is one of the most provocative things to say about someone baselessly. It's the news reporting on her saying that that's dividing America. Not her saying that, to be clear. It's the news reporting on the fact that she falsely claims the election was stolen that's divisive, not her asserting that the election was stolen despite there being no evidence. It's the news reporting on her pretending like the slaughtering of children was a false flag operation, as she's done with past mass shootings. Not the fact that she said it. You get the point. Maybe don't say those crazy things, and then they want to have to report on them, Marjorie. Here's another moment we haven't yet looked at from the RNC with her.
Well, you know, Joe Biden, the Democrats, and the media complex here in America has been vilifying and demonizing us for years now. They've called us horrific names and lied about us, called us Nazis. They called President Trump Hitler. They've called us fascist. They've accused us of destroying democracy. Literally, while these people censor our free speech, have ripped our borders wide open to people coming into our country all over the world, and have basically talked about destroying our freedoms. When Joe Biden and the
That about sums up our platform. Who's really mischaracterizing the other side, Marjorie? If that's what you think we stand for.
When Joe Biden and the Democrats want to apologize for that language, when they want to totally stop the weaponized government, drop all the charges against President Trump, release all the political prisoners, Steve Bannon, I'll mention him specifically, and many other people that innocently protested the election on January 6th, then we can have a talk about unity. But there'll be no unity when they're attacking us like this and using the power of the federal government against their political opponents. That's not unity.
Yeah, we believe, this is me speaking as Marjorie, I just don't like doing impressions of someone such as Marjorie, because it can get dicey real quick, right? I can do a Trump that's not great, but it's fine. But I feel like when I venture into most impressions, I just feel like there's a lot of minds I could step on there. So I'll just do it in my voice. But this is Marjorie speaking. You've been notified. The thing dividing our country is not that people stormed the Capitol because the president at the time said, go to the Capitol, fight like hell because the election's stolen, your country's being taken from you, and then beat police officers in their venture to get to politicians like Mike Pence to murder him because he wouldn't do something that was unconstitutional to overturn the election results in the interest of the wannabe dictator. That's not the divisive thing. Putting the people who did that in prison, that's the divisive thing. Let them out of prison, then we can talk about unity. Because you remember how united we were when they were out of prison, attacking police officers, trying to block the certification of the election? That was unity, okay? So, ball's in your court. Back to my voice, okay? Yeah. Wow. You know, growing up, I don't know if this was true. I wasn't keeping up with politics at the age that I'm thinking of, but I would hear the term congressman or congresswoman, congressperson, and I would think, that's a pretty respected position, right? And there are some respected Congress people, to be clear. There's still power and respect that should come with that position, so I'm not degrading that. Hello, Jamie Raskin. Much love to you. As one example. But there's something truly sad about the fact that that position now has been characterized in part by the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene. Someone who hates so much that when she attempts to smile, little Marjorie inside says, "Help, I hate this." And we hear, let me know what you thought of that in the comments. I'm in a interesting mood today, as you can tell. If you want to get extra content daily, you can do so. I'm talking to you individually, by clicking the join button below. We have a great time on the bonus show. Come join us.